Rainier Avenue Radio. Do you want to represent your city? This year, you can. Seattle residents who are interested in running for office in 2021 can use democracy vouchers to fund their campaigns for the positions of mayor, city council, and city attorney. The city of Seattle offers one-on-one training for candidates at any stage. Learn more about how to run for office by visiting seattle.gov/democracy voucher or by calling 206-727-8855.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines is on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Thursday nights at midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. Music and dedications for the grown and sexy.
Hello, listener. What's important to you about what's going on in your community? Are you interested? Are you concerned? In any case, I invite you to tune into my show, Seattle Here and Now, on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Why? I will be covering a wide range of topics important to you and impacting the community. Each show will have a special guest or guests to share with you information on a variety of subjects that are happening here and now in Seattle. I promise I will work hard to make my show informative, interesting, and entertaining. Be sure to listen to Seattle Here and Now on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Welcome to the coronavirus pandemic. I'll take coronavirus for 100. Fever, chills, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell. What is stay at home and isolate? Correct. Coronavirus for 200. Inability to stay awake, persistent pain or pressure in chest, trouble breathing. What is seek immediate help? Correct.
Coronavirus for 500.
Crippling and potentially dead infectious disease eliminated the United States with vaccination.
What is the polio vaccine?
Correct.
I'll take coronavirus for 700.
The Daily Double. Should I take the coronavirus vaccine? Wait. Hold up. This is not a game. It's time for serious discussions. We have coronavirus vaccines, but not everyone is comfortable taking them. Here's the facts. Based on what has been proven about vaccines for other diseases, COVID-19 vaccine may help keep you from getting seriously ill, even if you do get the virus. Getting vaccinated also may protect people around, particularly those at greater risk for severe illness from COVID-19. We don't yet have all of the answers. Get informed, talk to your healthcare physician, and make the right decision for you. This is a message supported by the Washington State Department of Health.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not translating the lyrics of Boogie Oogie Oogie for bored Europeans, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
All right, we are back one more time. Look at my man. He taking care of some business.
Man, hey, Rick. Your homegirl took some pork chops so good, man. Got me busted. Eating.
Okay, now you know I'm only a walking distance from your house, so I may be over after the show.
Ain't gonna be nothing now.
Oh, welcome to Monday Night Sports. I'm Dupe. That's Edwin Bailey, and we are back for another edition. And man, what a weekend of sports! And we just, we keep it kind of narrow with our coverage of high school football. Hope you are enjoying our Friday night doubleheaders and sometimes giving a Saturday game. And man, we had some great games, Edwin, this past Friday night. Man.
Hey, Rick. Not only was the ball players prepared, but the coaches did a great job of putting these guys in positions to win games. I think overall, the players, the coaches, and I cannot speak enough about how organized and how well everything is being run. Yeah.
It just, for it to be a short season, and obviously, as we've talked about on there quite a bit, teams, were not able to come together like they normally would and be able to practice as teams. They initially were practicing in pods and what have you. And, Nate Robinson said, we had Nate Robinson on the air, a few weekends ago when we were doing the Rainier Beach game. He said, man, these kids they're ready to play. They're excited to be out there. They want to strap it up and go. And we had two great games, this week. In the first game, Ingram and Lincoln in my alma mater, the Rams of Ingram, got their first win of the season. And that was a good one. And then the second game, Edwin, now last week when we had the Seattle Prep win over O'Day, and you and I think agree that was probably the best, if not the best, one of the best prep games we've covered in the 3 years we've been doing this.
Right.
Yeah. And it was just an exciting finish. And prep, we were saying, and someone, when we were doing the game, said it was the first time in 31 years. I actually went online, and they're saying the last time prep beat O'Day was in 1980s. I mean, that's 40 years, 40 plus years. So
wow,
a long time. But I tell you what, the second game of the doubleheader this Friday night, Ballard and Garfield rivaled that game. It was just an incredible game, an incredible finish. And from that game, we have both. You're going to name your Belly Bumper Award for the week from that game. We also are going to announce the player of the week from that game. And before we go to the highlights and announce that, I just want to say, congratulations to Coach Ross Humphreys and the job that they're doing at Ballard. Congratulations to Reggie Witherspoon, the job that his staff is doing at Garfield. And as you said, Edwin, just a really well played game. And guys going out there and having a lot of fun. And this past weekend was the first time with the restrictions being eased a little bit. Schools were able to have family in the stands. So not a lot of family. And I don't know what the limit is, but they were able to have a limited number of families. So we were sitting right behind probably about 25 or 30 or so of Ballard family members, parents of the kids. Yeah, so that was cool. And I want to say special thanks, Edwin, to Kalen Johnson of Ballard, his dad. We talked at halftime, and he helped us out and gave us the correct pronunciation of names.
Getting a lot of help, man. And I'm with you. I want to sing the praises of these parents, these athletic directors, these coaches, everybody that's helping us do our job a little bit better.
Yeah. It's really cool, the fact that people are taking the time, they're tuning in, listening. So again, if you have not been listening, so obviously fans cannot go to the games. And as I said, they've made it so parents or family members, a limited number, can go to games. But this coming Friday, April 2nd, we've got a doubleheader again. 5 o'clock is Lakeside and Cleveland. And then at 8 o'clock, Franklin and Lincoln. And it's really cool to see not only Franklin out there fielding a team, they're competing because they, have had trouble getting enough kids out there. And then Lincoln, back in the day when I was, in high school, graduated in 1980, Lincoln was especially in basketball, had guys like Chuck Fears and what have you. But Lincoln is back, and so that game is at 8 o'clock. Thanks, Daniel. So Daniel's on it, man. There it is. And as I said, at 5 o'clock is Lakeside and Cleveland. And so you can hear that right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. You can also see the video either on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. And so we are really pleased to be able to bring you both the video and the call of the games right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Okay, with that said, Edwin, a great game, Garfield and Ballard, and it went down to the wire. And in just a minute, I'm going to have you list out or talk about who your Belly Bumper Award winners are, because it is winners, multiple, But with that said, that game went down to the wire, and Garfield actually scored. And I'm trying to remember how much time was on the clock. It was less than a minute left, and Garfield scored on a 66-yard. So Ballard was up 28-21. And Garfield scored on a 66-yard catch and run. And it was a quarterback, E.J. Kamanong, and he found Jacoby Cochran. And Jacoby took it in. And then I was emailing back and forth, Edwin, with Coach Witherspoon. And he said, man, Rick, he said, young guys, excited and what have you. We didn't have any more timeouts. And we were trying to get lined up, to go for 2 points, to go for the win. And just all the excitement and what have you, and they couldn't get it done, so they took the penalty, as we know, and so it went back to the 8-yard line. And Coach Witherspoon said, "Hey, Rick, our kicker was good. We were confident we were going to make the kick. We weren't concerned about that, and they just didn't execute it. And so Ballard with the 28-27 win. Anyway, with that said." Drum roll or whatever the case may be, your Belly Bumper of the week, Edwin, goes to
Ballard Beavers.
The Ballard Beavers O-line, right?
The offensive line, man. The whole line. All those guys played well together. They knocked some people around. They played smart, and they played the whole game.
Yeah. They did one heck of a job, and you know, I appreciate, as I said, Coach Ross Humphreys, and we were emailing back and forth, and I said, hey, you know, Edwin is going to name. You know, we did this. I let him know early because we want to get the names of the kids, and so I'm going to name them off. It's at left tackle is senior Dylan Gibb. At left guard, senior Zach Luke. The center is junior Peter Esterberg. The right guard is Trayvon Pelham. He's a senior. And then the right tackle, Hayden McPherson, also a senior. So congratulations to those young men. Did one incredible job and led Ballard to a win. And as I look at, he being Coach Humphrey sent the box score. And, you know, Edwin, I think this is a testament to the offensive line. So we were talking about, you know, their running back, number 20, Sam Crocker, rushed for 133 yards.
Right.
So you know, and you used to talk about this. You said this. You look at the testament of, you know, offensive line. If a running back is getting 1,000 yards, and you know, in your day, Kurt Warner was getting some 1,000-yard seasons.
Yes, sir.
You know,
and we had a complete back in. Oh my God, I done forgot the guy's name.
Oh, come on,
John L. Williams.
Oh, please, John L. Yeah.
We had Chris Warren sitting on the bench.
Man, is that crazy?
And all of those guys are all pros and Pro Bowlers.
Yeah. Good point. So that is a testament to the offensive line. So congratulations to those guys. And then for our player of the week, and Daniel, I guess we have a few highlights we're going to show as well. And so you can go ahead and roll those. That first drive and the touchdown. So I guess, do we have to do another drum roll? Okay, there it is. There it is.
You got to get a better drum.
We got to work on our sound effects. But the player of the week, consensus, I think, of all of us, and just for you listening, what we do is for those of us that are, it's just the games that we at Rainier Avenue Radio are covering. So typically it's going to be a couple games. You know, for the week, we either do a doubleheader on Friday night, and we have on occasion done either doubleheader in the Saturday game or one on Friday, one on Saturday. So of the games that we cover, and it's myself, Edwin, and the team that's there that is covering the games, and we all kind of come together and we make our pick. And the player of the week this week goes to Ballard Beavers Senior, number 11, and I'm getting it right, Nowlin Iwaliko. And Iwaliko is, again, 6'4", 235-pound senior. And Edwin, he played quite a game. And, yeah, here's some highlights. This is leading to the first touchdown.
Over the middle. That's number 11.
He can flat play.
Yeah, no doubt.
All the way down inside the 20.
So Garfield, as you see, and go ahead and run the next play, the touchdown play as well. Garfield was up 7-0, and so Ballard had the drive, and they took it down there. And Iwaliko, here's
great pass, touchdown, Ballard, no longer Wallaco.
And so in a couple of plays, they did. He also, Iwaliko in the game, he had 88 yards in receptions. I'm going to his stats. 5 catches for 88 yards, a touchdown, along with 25. And then defensively, Edwin, he was impressive as well on both sides of the ball. Pressured the quarterback a number of times. He got 2 sacks in the ball game, and total of 4 tackles and the 2 sacks. And just he played an incredible all-around game. So we just want to say congratulations to him. And he is headed, if I'm not mistaken, to San Diego State.
Hey, Rick, with the right type of development, he's going to be a typical edge rusher, either from that linebacker spot or when he put his hands on the ground. The kid is, he gets development in college, he'll be complete.
Yeah. And Edwin, you saw him on both sides of the ball. And if you're a college coach, what do you think, honestly, where are you recruiting him, offense or defense?
I want him to be on the defensive side to prevent you from scoring, Rick.
Yeah.
You know, he's got that kind of next level ability. If he gets to college and he develop another inch or two, another solid 20 or 30 more pounds, that's going to be a difficult young man to deal with.
I mean, because, again, looking at the roster, he's listed at 6'4", 235 already. And yeah, at 17 or 18 years old, likely has got some growing to do. Yeah, no doubt. That's a good point.
If he developed, he's gonna be. Y'all just remember I told you so.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. So, and I want to real quickly before I want to highlight just a couple of things. So we really appreciate, and then for those of you listening, and we appreciate the coaches and their communication. So Coach Humphrey's getting us a lot of great information. Also, thanks to Reggie Witherspoon. But a couple other things I want to just highlight about the Ballard program. We said this on the air Friday, but Kalen Johnson, who Daniel, I should have had you. It was the second touchdown for Ballard. I should have pulled it. I apologize. But Kalen Johnson made it. Edwin, if you remember, that great catch in the corner of the end zone, got 1 foot down for the touchdown. And he's on his way to Simon Fraser University. And again, I mentioned this. We big thank you to his dad. We had a great conversation at halftime, and he helped us on pronouncing Iwaliko correctly because I was pronouncing it wrong, but it is Iwaliko, not Iwaliko. But anyway, so appreciate that. And yeah, here we go. Watch this.
Blocker looking for his receiver. He's got him open in the end zone. He's got the foot down. We're waiting for the call. Touchdown. Ballard, Ryan Blocker. And I believe that was Kalen Johnson.
Yeah. And that was a big time catch, man. He went up, got the ball, and brought the foot down.
We've seen some talented kids here, Rick, these last 2 or 3 weeks. Some very, very talented kids. The city of Seattle should be very, very proud that they're sending these quality. And the biggest part of it, Rick, is everybody that we talked about, when we talk about their grades, you're talking about people that's off the charts.
Yeah. Kids are getting it done.
3-5
Yeah. Well, and you talk about grades and Ballard. One of the things that Ross Humphreys and his staff took over in 2016, and prior to that, Ballard had only 1 year where their entire team GPA was 3.0 or higher, and they have not gone below 3.12 since he's been there. His first year, 2016, the team GPA was 3.12, and then subsequent years 3.29, 3.31, 3.22, 3.16. And that says a lot, about them. And we talked about this Friday night, Edwin, but I love their program mantra. You can count on me. And talking about building character, and you and I have talked about that a lot. That's important.
Yes, sir. Hey, Rick, the college coaches don't have to worry about those young men coming to college and maturing. I think when they get there, they're going to be sound.
Yeah, that's a good point. One other thing I want to just highlight in talking about athletes on the other side of the ball, Garfield had some talented young men. Quentin Jordan probably stood out, I think, for us. And I talked to Coach Witherspoon, and he is undecided right now. But here's a kid who I think you and I both feel like can play at the next level. Leon Neal and his dad of the same name, Leon Neal, played at UW, a great running back for the University of Washington. Leon Neal is headed to Washington State. So I don't know what that's going over in the household there, but he is on his way to WSU. And then Jabez Tualo, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Tualo. He is headed to Dickinson State this summer. And then Coach Witherspoon said he has a few other guys that will likely land either some smaller college offers and head there or junior colleges. So really nice to see. So anyway, with that, I just want to remind you again, doubleheader coming up this Friday night. Starting at 5 o'clock right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, Lakeside versus Cleveland, followed by Franklin and Lincoln. And also want to just remind you to tune in on Thursdays to hear Metro Sports Weekly with Masvita and Pat McCarthy from the Metro League office as well. Well, Edwin, I want to switch gears, man, and talk a little NC2A basketball. And I got one word and one number. And that is, the word is pack and the number is 12.
Yeah.
Back 12 on the men's side, man, representing. And I think I had to come up here before the game was over, but it looked like Oregon State was going to lose in their Elite 8 game. They were down by 6 with about 20 some odd seconds left to Houston. But going into the Elite 8, 3 of those 8 teams from the Pac-12, man, that's incredible for a conference that people have looked at. And we'll just see some of the highlights from the Sweet 16 this weekend. And obviously the cream of the crop is Gonzaga. I mean, I don't know if anybody can beat
Hey, Rick,
Gonzaga.
did any of those kids we watched last year? I thought one of those kids went to Gonzaga.
From where?
Basketball.
I'm trying to think if we had a kid that's a freshman. That maybe I'm not coming up with the name, but yeah, we may have. I tell you, a kid who is the top player for Gonzaga, Corey Kispert, went to Kings, and I saw him for 3 years running, and as Seattle Academy played Kings in the in the playoffs, and Kispert was quite a player, and so he is doing his thing for Gonzaga. But yeah, man, I mean, as you look at this, we've got again 3 of the on the men's side, 3 of the 8 teams from the Pac-12. So again, Oregon State, Houston, and I believe Houston, unless Oregon State pulled a rabbit out of the hat, Houston won that one. And then Arkansas, Baylor. So Arkansas seeded number 3, Baylor in the South region. That's tonight. Then tomorrow night, they got USC, who continues to play. They beat Oregon, and they take on number 1 Gonzaga. And then in the East, you got UCLA against Michigan. UCLA seeded number 11. Oregon State was seeded number 12. So again, the Pac-12 teams going up against Houston was seeded number 2, and then USC seeded number 6 going against number 1 Gonzaga, number 11 UCLA going against.
I thought one of those kids from Seattle signed with USC. About 6'6", 6'7" kid with a big afro.
Well, a couple of years ago, out of Rainier Beach, Kevin Porter did. But he was 1 year, and then Porter's in the NBA now. I think he was drafted by Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. So, really? So 1 year, and he left. But yeah, and there you see Oregon State. Man, Oregon State that kid right there, man, played a game, and they so again, congratulations to Beavers, even though likely being knocked out. And they finished last. Here's the crazy thing: they finished last in the Pac-12, but they won out and won the tournament. And as a result, get the automatic bid. And so, congratulations to them on the men's side. But yeah, have you had a chance to check out any of the games?
I am looking at the women's side.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that next.
I watched Connecticut. I've always been a big fan of Connecticut. And when Kim Mulkey played, I think down in Louisiana Tech, I think I was a big fan of hers, and now she's doing an outstanding job at Baylor, man.
Yeah.
But UConn beat them tonight.
Yeah, UConn a 2-point win. So Connecticut Connecticut seeded 1, Baylor 2. Great game. Now you got Indiana and Arizona are playing. So again, you look at on the women's side. Now we talked about the men's side. You have 3 of the 8 elite Elite 8 from the Pac-12. On the women's side, you got 2. You got Arizona, and they're taking on Indiana right now. And then tomorrow you have number 1 Stanford taking on number 2 Louisville. And in the other game tomorrow, you got number 1 South Carolina taking on number 6 Texas. And that has been equally exciting. And Russell Wilson's sister plays for Stanford. Yeah,
I saw that on TV.
Yeah. So he was there in the stands cheering her on and what have you. So all the best to them. But man, it's just been some exciting. And I Edwin, we see some of the highlights there of the women's this weekend, and keep that rolling, Daniel, if you would. But Edwin, I just think I take my hat off to the NC2A and making all of this possible. These kids are getting the chance to play and trying to keep it as safe as possible, and given the circumstances of the pandemic and everything else.
Hey, Rick, college and high school, I am very, very impressed with how they handling this process here. When it comes to football. Yeah. And equally as impressed with how they're doing it in college. Yeah. But these kids need an outlet, man, because they've been being very, very patient. Mm-hmm. Every now and then somebody, get a wild hair, but for the most part, everybody's been doing what they're told.
Yeah, and that's honestly surprising a little bit, but I mean, they are staying, safe and healthy, and And obviously, as more and more people are being vaccinated, it will become more and more safe. But still, as everything we're hearing from all the health experts, hey, don't be in too much of a rush. I mean, let's do what we need to do so that we can ride this thing out and not not get too anxious and what have you. I mean, I think you look back, if we would have just kind of followed the advice of medical experts, I think we would have been further along.
Early on, we wasn't getting a good picture from the leadership.
No, not at all.
And,
not at all.
And that was unfortunate. And unfortunately, now the people are paying for it.
Yeah, and we have, the number keeps climbing of people that have lost their lives. We obviously, I think most of us touched in some form or fashion, with individuals that lost their lives to COVID, which is unfortunate. So, again, want to tell people, be safe out there. Be safe. Wear the mask. We're back at school at Seattle Academy, and kind of in a hybrid. 1 week is upper school, next week is middle school. So this week, middle school is on campus and trying to be safe. And having all the safety procedures in place and protocols, and that's really important. But I just it's exciting. So those of you listening, again, you're listening to Monday Night Sports. I'm Dupe. That's Edwin. And if you are a basketball fan, I mean, definitely check out the games going on. Wait another 3-4 minutes to wear off there. Then you can go now. But you got the games tonight and tomorrow night, and then you'll have your Final Four. And then you go into the weekend. We've got they're playing for the championship. So an exciting time. March Madness is here, and it's a lot of fun. I want to remind our listeners also, Edwin, stay tuned right here. Keep it right here on Rainier Avenue Radio, because Lidline is next. Check out Granville, Pepe, and their team as they will talk about everything that's going on in sports and bring you up to date. And again, yes, there it is. You see it. Look at it. We say it, and it shall appear.
Hey, Rick, I think the people should also, if you can appreciate good sports, you should sing the praises of all these people in positions of authority, because they're doing an outstanding job with giving us high school sports.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, and just for a moment, we are directly involved, obviously, with Seattle Public Schools, and you got Pat McCarthy at the athletic office, Pat McCarthy, Tara Davis, AJ Brooks, Talia Walton. I mean, they just are doing a great job there, and it has been safe. Those kids are. I mean, they're playing, they're wearing masks, and they're really following it. Which is really impressive. Edwin. I mean. They're following all the safety procedures, and we really have been, I think, really fortunate to be able to bring these games to our listeners and to our viewers. So I want to remind you again, doubleheader coming up this Friday. Keep it tuned right here to Rainier Avenue Radio for that, starting at 5 o'clock. We'll have a doubleheader. Is Lakeside, Cleveland at 5, followed by Franklin and Lincoln at 8 o'clock. And remember, all of our outlets, you can see the game on Facebook Live, on YouTube, or Twitch. And so make sure to tune in and listen and watch as we bring you live coverage right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. And that's about it, man.
Hey, Rick, are we going to do it again this upcoming week?
We're going to do it every week, every Monday. And,
I cannot wait. I might go and pitch me a 10 out at Memorial Stadium and be out there waiting for y'all.
Listen, hey, at some point, you and I, we've been teasing this. We haven't done it because we got the games that we're talking about. We got the player of the week. We got the belly bumpers. But you got a book out. I've written a play, working on a documentary. So we want to spin one of our upcoming shows here really, really soon. We'll talk about that. And I know for my documentary project, looking to For Culture, who is one of our sponsors, along with Urban League of Metropolitan Seattle, bringing the high school games. So we appreciate them for doing that. Well, I hear some Marvin Gaye in the background there. I hear a
little something.
Yeah, a little something. So that's going to do it for us here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Keep it tuned right here for Lidline Sports, and make sure to tune in on Thursday for Masvita and Pat McCarthy for Metro Sports Weekly. All of that right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. Edwin and I, we are done for the big guy, for Daniel B.
Let's do it again this Friday.
Let's do it again Friday. We will see you Friday, 5 o'clock at Memorial Stadium. Until then, peace and God bless. Hey.